Now, we must apologise to those afraid of spiders. Can you apologise to me, please, Del?
I feel like I need to apologise to you and all our viewers out there. If you're afraid of spiders, look away now.
Our next guest has some confronting images to show us today.
That's right. Robert Whyte is a co-author of a new book titled A Field Guide to Spiders of Australia. It contains more than 1,000 photos of these beautiful and yet, I understand, somewhat terrifying creatures. And he joins us now from Brisbane. A very good morning to you, Robert.
Good morning.
Look, can you begin by telling us what is it about spiders that you love so much?
Well, I think that they're beginning to make me wonder about the Australian national character with the media I've done lately, with all the fear of spiders. You know, so we're easygoing, hard-working and scared of spiders.
That's it.
It doesn't seem right.
Yes, I've got one of those people sitting right next to me here. She's terrified of spiders, so much so that she won't even look at the screen. So is this book in part supposed to help people that maybe don't know too much about spiders? Is education a way to perhaps overcome that fear?
Yes, I'd say that if they got the book and they read it from cover to cover, they would certainly lessen, if not completely, and eliminate the fear, because the fear is actually caused by a face when you're a child of someone scared of spiders having that horror, disgust face, and that switches something on in the brain. And that's a fear, that's all right, but then if you avoid what you fear, it becomes a phobia. And the more you avoid it, the more you fear it. So it's only through familiarisation that you can overcome your fear. You can't sort of wave a magic wand. And so what we do at Queensland Museum is we introduce people with their kids to live spiders crawling over them. That probably is starting to make Virginia creep right now. But,
I'm not sure if you can hear
really
her, but there's lots of sighs coming from beside me right now. Especially, I think, the crawling over them part was
breathe.
I'm breathing.
What you've put together is one of the most comprehensive accounts of Australian spiders ever published. Tell us about how you went about doing that.
Well, 10 years ago I was doing some volunteer work on our creek. I saw a blue spider. I thought that was unusual. I sent a photo to our local expert, Dr. Robert Raven. He said, that's important, bring it in. We need that for the collection. And so I did, and I felt pretty important. And then I started noticing more. And then eventually I brought one in, which was a jumping spider. It was very pretty. And he said, I don't know what that is. You're going to have to find out for yourself. And so I thought, oh, well, I better become a scientist.
And so how many spiders have we identified so far?
Well, the ones that have been described by scientists that are in the literature, it's about 3,850 species, but we know that there are many more than that. All the arachnologists that I know of hundreds of species that they've got in their collections they haven't got around to describing yet, but our estimate is possibly between 15 and 20,000 species altogether. It's really an Aladdin's cave here, and overseas spider experts coming all the time to find out what's here.
And there are so many more to discover, as you said. But I have to say, Robert, as I was looking through this book, many fascinating species already that have been identified. Do you have any favourites?
Yeah, I like the alien butt spider. I think it's
that name alone is fantastic. Alien butt spider. What is an alien butt spider?
Yes. It's got these two huge sort of black blobs on its rear end, and that's what faces its predators, and it looks like a giant alien with those sort of Roswell eyes, and that would scare any predator off, I think. There's also one of my favourites is a new species that we got in North Queensland. We do these discovery programs, big expeditions with 20 scientists, and it was one I call Rock Me Baby because it's got these wonderful arms that it outstends, and they've got orange fur on the insides.
Wow.
It's tiny though, only about 3 millimetres long, and then I think the one on the cover, that's really my favourite. It's got huge eyes and...
It eats its eyes, doesn't it? That's the one that eats its eyes.
That's the one that throws a net, which it holds in the ends of its legs over its prey at night. But to be able to see that prey, it has so sensitive eyes. They're 2,000 times as sensitive as ours. And every morning, because it won't use them in the day, it digests its retinas. So it digests the light-sensitive membrane and then regrows it every night. So that's just an amazing fact.
It is pretty cool. I have to say, as we're talking about these species and all the things they can do, there's a part of my brain that's forgotten that spiders can actually be quite dangerous as well. well. And you do cover off that in your book as well. We've got some of the deadliest spiders in the world in this country.
We have the deadliest spider in the world. It's the Sydney funnel web, and the reason it's deadly is not only because it's got very potent venom, but no one's died since '79, and there was an anti-venom developed in 1981. And so better hospital care and emergency procedures mean that people don't die anymore, but it is extremely dangerous. And anything that's big and black and shiny, wandering around on a summer night in the rain, maybe it's fallen into the swimming pool, should be treated with the utmost respect, because it is potentially deadly.
That's right.
The redback, incredibly painful, but not as big a problem. And there's a couple of other myths about dangerous spiders which are completely bogus. The whitetail has no connection at all to flesh-eating bacteria, and the daddy longlegs doesn't have very good venom, doesn't have powerful venom, and it's not dangerous at all. But it does eat redbacks by trussing them up with silk distributed with its very long legs, so it can stay away from the redback while it's wrapping it with silk, and then at its leisure bite and subdue the spider.
Oh wow, there are so many little fun facts in this book and so many great pictures. I really enjoyed at least looking through all the pictures and learning bits and pieces. Robert Whyte, thanks so much for joining us on News Breakfast.
Thank you.